Welcome back to Jennifer Broussard Art. Today we'll be playing and experimenting with watercolor markers. I have these by Winsor & Newton that were given to me by Diann Zimmerman, a friend and mentor in the Facebook group Watercolor Beginners and Beyond. I practiced a little bit on this umbrella painting and really liked the results. So let's get started. So as you already know, I'm going to be using these colors. I'm going to use these paint brushes. They're round brushes by Silver Black Velvet. I probably won't use the brown and black, but I might use the black one if I want to do like a line and wash look. So I have my homemade arches block. I cut up arches paper. This is from one sheet and glued it together on all the sides except for right there. And I have a video on how to do that. And so I'm gonna do this rainbow umbrella with this little person's legs coming out from behind it. I'm going to start by wetting the inside of the umbrella. You know what? I just had an idea. I'm gonna wet the whole area outside the umbrella. And we're gonna do a wash from behind it. And when I was playing with these yesterday, I learned that you can take paint right off the tip of the marker. So I think for behind the umbrella, just to give a little bit of context, I'm going to take this cerulean blue. Now these have a fat tip, or like a bigger tip, and a little skinny one. I'm going to take the cerulean blue and go like this. I don't think I want it right there on the umbrella, just in case I don't want it to interfere with any other colors by mistake. So I'm going to just have this color coming out from behind. And I also learned that if you draw on the paper with the marker, you're going to mark the paper. So it kind of takes the surface off. I want to do a little bit darker blue, and I want to put some salt. Do you ever start a painting and then you realize, oh, and you have an idea and you want to change immediately from what you were doing? Okay, so she is using her umbrella to ward off hail or rain or something. And the salt is going to mimic that. I'm going to put a little puddle down here. Okay, first I'll do a little bit of drops. We'll get out the salt and add a little bit. Okay, and we'll let that dry naturally. I wanted to show you what happens when you draw on the paper with a marker rather than get some pigment off of the marker and put it on. If you can tell, I don't know if you can see, but this one I mixed a little bit of phthalo blue and yellow. And you can see right here there's a little bit of texture, and that's where I drew on the paper with the marker. And then I used a wet paintbrush to spread it around. So I don't want to get any marks like that on here. So today, for this one, I'm going to wet the inside, and I'm going to keep this pretty loose. And the idea here is that I'm just going to be mixing all of these colors a little bit so that they blend together and make a pretty rainbow umbrella. I don't know how vibrant I'll be able to get it, but I'll try. And maybe that means that I need to draw on the paper to get more ink out or more watercolor out. Okay, Okay, I want to get right up to the edge. I'm ignoring all of the lines for now. Getting plenty of water. You can kind of see how I have it glistening on there. And I'm going to get some alizarin crimson. I'm going to use the fat side. I'm going to do, let's see how it does if I do it like this. Okay, that's kind of pale, so I'm going to do this. I'm barely pressing down. I don't want it to get the surface of the paper rough. Okay, let's try this one. This one's called cadmium red hue. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm just going to let them play together. This one is cadmium yellow hue. I think what I'm going to do is if it feels like it's vibrant, I'm going to do it like this. And if it feels pale like that, I'm going to go onto the paper with the marker. Okay, I'm going to get some green. It's already looking so pretty. I'm going to get a little more pigment. I think I'll use some phthalo blue. This one's pretty powerful, so I'm going to start off with just a little bit. I'm not sure I got all the salt off. Okay, let's get some purple. This one is dioxazine violet. And let's start again with alizarin crimson. It almost seems pink, which I like. Maybe this side will have more ink in it. I keep saying ink. It's not ink, Jennifer. Okay. Let's get some of the cadmium red. I really like what's happening here. If you don't have the markers, do this with watercolor. It would be exactly the same process. Okay, cadmium yellow. I guess I'm treating the cadmium red as an orange. Get a little more yellow on there. This is so pretty. I love rainbow colors. Okay, some sap green. Some phthalo blue. Which one is this? Yeah, this is phthalo blue. Come on, phthalo blue. Not sure why it's not coming out. I think I got enough on there. Dioxazine purple, violet, it's starting to dry over here, so I'm going to work a little more quickly. Get the alizarin crimson. There's a lot of water on here now. The cadmium red. The cadmium yellow. One more to go. And the sap green. I'm just going to do a little bit right here, and I think I'm going to let this little section be how it is, like that. I want to soak up a little bit of this water with the damp brush. Isn't that pretty? I just think this is so pretty. And I was thinking about putting a second layer on, maybe onto dry paper, but I really like how this looks. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna finish her legs, and then I'm gonna take a black pen and go around everything to make it like a line and wash. So her pants are a dark color. I'm gonna do black pants. I haven't used black yet. Wait a minute, this isn't black. What is this? Is sepia. Okay, let's do sepia pants. And I think over that sepia, I'm going to put a little purple. That works well. Okay, let's get the sepia for the other leg. Get the purple. This reference photo has so many possibilities. You could do so many different things. I was actually thinking metallic would look so pretty on here. I'm going to put some metallic pen on her pants. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to do her shoes. And they're just white sneakers. This is water soluble. It's a Pilot Precise Varsity. It's got a nib. I'm going to do this. Just a really basic outline. And then with some water, I'll just dab in and smear that ink a little bit. Most black pens are water soluble. It's kind of hard to find them that are waterproof. Microns are waterproof, and so are Sharpies. But most other pens are not. So I'm going to let this dry. I think I will go ahead and get out a different black pen. Where did it go? I'll be back. I got out another water-soluble black pen. It puts out a little bit less ink than the other one I just had out. It's a Pilot G-Tech C4. So I'm going to go ahead and go over these lines, not super carefully. I can almost hear you screaming, "No, don't do that." It'll be fine. One here. I'm holding it a little bit away from the bottom so I don't have so much control. I want this to remain feeling loose, but I want it to also have some structure. And that's sometimes kind of hard. Put the little... That's what I've always struggled with loose painting, is how do I give it the structure it needs? So line and wash is the answer. There's her shirt. And now with just a little bit of water, I'm going to use this number 4. I think I'm going to get out the colors. And this is an experiment. I'm just thinking of it just now. A little more water and loosen up that ink. There it goes. Look at that. So I don't think I need the paint. I think I'll just activate this ink a little bit with plain water. I think that looks really pretty. I didn't want that, so I'm going to just soften it with a clean damp brush. See, the more ink you put on, the more it will bleed. So if I did, see right here I put a couple of layers. So if I go over this one more time and then try to activate it, it'll be a little bit darker, have more of an effect. Okay, I want to clean up, see where it stopped right there? I don't want a hard line. I want it all to be soft except for this black line. You might not want it like how I want it. You can make yours how you want yours. So I want a little bit more activation. So right over the wet paper, you can sometimes add a little more ink. Okay, let's try that. There we go. That looks good. Just a little bit more ink made it stand out just a little bit more. And I like the irregular lines. Okay, I will go ahead and do this under here. I'm going to outline her legs. Yeah, they're dry. Let's activate the ink. And now I think I want a little more pigment here and there. I want a little more in here. And I'm going to soften it just like it's regular watercolor. Right on the dry paper, I'm going to go ahead and do red over here again. Red, orange, and over here. May as well do it while I have it out. Now I'll do the yellow. We definitely need a little something more over here. A little more yellow would do the trick, I think. A little bit more green. Not that one, this one, at least a number 4. A little more green in here. I like how this blended, so I'm not going to go over that with the green. I'm going to leave that how it is. Let's do a little more green right here. Let's get a little more blue. See, I like how that blended. I don't want to go over that. I think this might need a little something. So blue it is. I was trying to think about how to get more paint in the tip. And I was wondering if, so these are used. I don't want you to think that these are new and they're acting like this. So I don't know how much they were used. So I'm not getting very much blue out of that one anymore. Let me try the other side. There we go. That looks good. I want to add a little more blue right there, opposite. And I want to add a little more purple. Did I just go over that blend? I think I did. Let's get that off of there so we can still have it. There, that looks good. Not sure I like what that's doing. So I'm going to try to take it off with just a paintbrush. Lighter, it does show, it kind of reminds me of her, maybe she's wiggling around in the puddle or something. I'm going to put a little bit of shadow under her feet. Just scribble in some ink and activate the ink a little bit. All right, time for gold. I have a, what is this? Uniball Gel Impact. Let me get it going on here. Well, it works pretty well with the, I don't like that. I'm gonna get out the white. That's not white, that's black. I'm hoping that this is reminding you of your own painting time. Grabbing the wrong things, things working out, sometimes not working out. Little polka dot pants. And then her shirt, we can do, let's see, they're purple. It's purple right next to her shirt, next to her. We just need a little bit of color peeking out there. That looks good. I'm just going to put a little white on there. This is the little tip at the top of the umbrella. And I was thinking that I would splatter, so I'm going to get out my watercolors. I want this blue, and I'm going to put some splats right here. I'm going to put some lighter splats up in the sky and on top of the umbrella. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold it up like this, and I'm going to hold my brush out here and sideways splat. See how that works. I think that looks good. I dried it off, and there's something about this that's not feeling right, and I think it's the values. I don't really have much in the way of dark value, so I'm going to go over her pants with some purpley blue. I'm just going to mix up a little blue with this quinacridone rose and go right over her pants. And I don't know if you can tell, but the white pen is showing right through. It looks really good. Green shirt, purple pants, playing in the puddle with your rainbow umbrella. What could be a better day than that? Darker up at the top for a shadow. And we're done. I hope you enjoyed this painting playtime with watercolor markers as much as I did. As always, you can get the outline on my Patreon channel as a free member. And if you want the link for making a block out of Arches paper, it will be in the description below. Have a colorful day. Thanks for watching.